Okay, that's on. That's on. Okay, right. That's almost 2 o'clock. So, welcome along to the Pixel Pro Essential Photo and Video Godox and Cake Backdrop. I think that's pretty much everything. Cake Backdrops stand. For those that haven't met us yet, hello! I'm Gavin Hoey. I'm going to do a little presentation, if I can get English out of my lips, for the next half an hour. At the end of that, we will leave you a setup if you want to come and have a go. If you bought a camera, you're welcome to do so. We are going to be doing portraits with flash, and we're doing zero space, 100% impact. So, very kindly, the Essential Photo and Video staff have given me the zero space part. That's terrific. I've got to provide the impact part, but I got the easiest tool to make this super impactful because I have the amazing Kerley. Kerley is top model, absolutely fantastic, and she's going to make my life an awful lot easier. I'm also going to try and put some pictures on the screen, so bear with me whilst I just flick around a few buttons and see what we get. Okay, let's try this. Okey-dokey. So, I'm going to take a picture of the audience. This is a good test of the camera. Look a little happy, give us a wave. Hang on, keep waving, there we go. Yay, look at that, there we are. Well done, front row. And second row as well. Marvellous. So, I think we'll knock off there. We'll take the rest of the afternoon off. Not going to get any better than that. So, let's talk cameras and kits. So I'm using an Olympus camera, which means that it makes no difference what camera you've got, because they're all better than mine. However, the kit is really where it gets interesting, because we're using flash. Now, flash is where I learned my techniques, and flash has got easier and easier over the years, to the point where there's no wires, which is the first thing I love about flash. But there are some absolutely essential things we need to do to make flash work for us. The first one is turn it off, and dial in some settings that are less likely to change, like, I don't know, shutter speed at 250th of a second, which is the flash sync speed for my Olympus camera. Yours might be different. ISO 200, good place to be, whatever camera you've got, happens to be the native ISO for my camera. And let's try f8. Let's see how f8 looks under these lights. And I'm looking for one specific picture, very, very important picture. Some of you might have a clue what it is. Some of you might know I make YouTube videos and I mention this from time to time. Here we go, top picture coming up. Boom, look at that. An improvement over the last one, I think you'd agree.
No, I mean, yes.
If you want to come and be in the model, that's we don't mind. And so that is such an important picture. That is a genuine picture. My camera hasn't broken, the screen isn't broken. That is no flash, no picture. Anything you see on that screen from this point onwards is all down to these lights. Not me, it's not my fault. These lights. Okay, that's, unless it goes well, in which case it's down to me. So, lights is now under our control. Or you can almost see Kerley, there's a very hint of it, isn't it? That's not bad. Okay, that's a little brighter than the screen. So once you've got control of the lights, you can start to take some pictures. So I've got a flash, I've got the Godox AD300 Pro Mark II. If you want to know the gear I'm using, there are whole leaflets with all the gear and all the prices and what have you. There's show offers running throughout until Friday, actually. You can do it online or you can do it here. You'll see the people with iPads, they'll be happy to help. Let's turn my transmitter on. So I'm using the Godox transmitter because it has nice big print, and my eyes, well, I'm over 50, so I need the biggest print I can actually get. I'm going to put it in TTL mode. Back in the day, TTL used to stand for Totally Terrible Light. Nowadays, TTL is basically, it's like auto mode. You just point your camera, turn it on. That's interesting. Why didn't it flash? What's going on? I might have been on a different channel for the last workshop. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Hang on. There we go. Oh, there we are. Right. Yeah, that'll be better. Okay, right, here we go. And you get a perfectly okay picture. It's a bit bright on this screen. That screen's brighter than my screen. Let me turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, you get a perfectly okay picture. It's not totally terrible light anymore, it's just not very impactful. And the whole purpose of this demo is to try and give you a little bit of impact in a small space. So let's see if we can work on that. So we're going to need to stand up. I mean, sorry, the chair was lovely, but... So if you're working in a really small space, the easiest way to start is just get Chloe to go right back against the background. Don't lean on it because it's not a solid background. Capture out that's fun. And we're going to put a little light super close to Chloe. The closer I get the light to Chloe, the more dramatic the effect is going to be because of something called the inverse square law or light drop-off. You don't need to know anything about physics. All you need to know is it just works, and it works really well. Now I could use TTL, I could use a flash meter. I wonder what happened to that. Did I bring it back? Oh, I did bring it back. That's a relief. If I've got a flash meter, I like to use a flash meter. I'm going to pop this near your chin. And I need my flash meter to tell me the same as my camera. So once that tells me F8, which is at 1/16th power. So we're not exactly pushing the AD300 Pro Mark II. 1/16th power is not a lot of light. It can do a lot more than that. But you can see how that feels much more dramatic. We have shade, we have shape, and we have texture and contrast. And I can just take pictures like this all day. Flash is a continuous light in as much as it doesn't shift. My camera's in manual mode, the light doesn't change. Every single picture, the amount of light that comes out that flash is the same. Look into the light for me, Chloe. Fantastic. So I could keep doing that all day, and we get a great range of really easy to reproduce photos. That works quite nicely, actually. We might be able to get a little bit different. Don't know if we can do it here. Let's see if we can do it in the space and the gear they provided. You might want to step away, I don't know. We'll see. This could go really bad and roll quite fast. Okay. Right. And then we're going to put the light a little higher up. Right up. And go up. Okay. Is that tall enough for you? Can you squeeze underneath there? That's not bad. Oh no, it's coming down. There we go, that's perfect. I got it. It's all safe. So I'm going to put the light just out of frame. Only just out of frame. I could meter the light, but metering when it's this close is a bit of a challenge, so I'm going to do it by eye. I reckon it's going to be a stop less than it was before. If I was at 1/16th power, a stop less is 1/32nd power. Okay, let's see where we go. There we go. So we have really nice light. I can go a little wider with this as well. If I go really wide, we start getting some interesting pictures. This is a strip box. This is a 30 by 120 centimeter strip box. I knew that. Chloe, can you look towards the light a little bit? That's fantastic. If Chloe looks slightly towards the light will reach her eyes. There's another way, which is if Chloe can see the softbox, then she knows that light will actually hit her in the eyes. Okay? Try not to stand still. If you're a photographer, the biggest mistake you can make is not moving your feet. What happens if I come over here? That's cool. What happens if I go over here? Yeah. That's cooler. Yeah. So by moving your feet around, you can change the feel of your pictures without changing the light. A different set of images in the same small space just by using the same light. So that kind of works quite well. I like that. Background we're using here, this is the Kate Backdrops. No, Kate Backdrop singular. Backdrops. Yeah, the name is singular, but anyway, they're just around the corner if you want to find out more about them. Awesome little range of backdrops, and this wasn't the one I was supposed to use, but I kind of like it, so we've stolen it from our previous demo. So let's try something completely different. Chloe, just want to come forward. We'll bring this here. Is that one flashing as well? I wanted that one to flash. Yeah. That was all part of the big plan. I'm going to turn it off now, though. Okay, that's fine. Right, live. That's what happens in live. So if I move Chloe further away from the background, what happens to the light on the background? Probably answer that without me showing you, but we'll take a test photo. That background somewhat disappears. Okay, so we can separate Chloe from the background and get a different look. We've got a strip box here, actually, just for the fun of it. We could just move the strip box. Let's go way off script. I mean, that implies there was a script. Okay, let's do that. Let's see how this one. This may be perfect. This may not work, in which case we won't do it again tomorrow. Still good? Right, here we go. So I've moved the strip box back closer to the background, and what I'm looking for is just a little more background. Yeah, you can see it there, even on that slightly dodgy screen. Slightly dodgy. That works quite nicely. And we get some beautiful light going on. So this feels terrific. Ooh, yeah. Elevated light, Chloe is an expert. She knows that the place to look is up into the light. Chloe, let's do it badly. Look at me. Okay, if Chloe didn't look at the light, this is the same picture. That's the same picture. That's what you get from hiring a model who knows what they're doing. Same picture. Boom. Okay. Lighting didn't change, just the direction that Chloe was looking at changed. However, we do have quite a dark background, and the dark background is not a bad thing at all. Let's just change the light so it's not quite so overhead. Do you want to just step out of the way whilst I move this? Okay, so we'll drop this down. Drop that down. Tilt that up. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. Can we spin? Yeah. So if I get the light into a more traditional position, I'm going to put it vertical, and I'm going to make it Chloe's height. Right, you want to come back in again? So I'm going to leave a little gap between Chloe and the background. The bigger the gap, the better, but this is small space, big impact, so I can't overdo the amount of space. It's got to be a good 3.5 meters, which is all right for that. So Chloe is facing a light. I could use my flash meter, or I could just take a photo and say, that's too bright. So if it's too bright, lower the power of the AD300 and see how low you need to go. That's too dark, I need something between those 2 points. Trial and error. Okay, so a flash meter gets me, it skips those steps, but you can use trial and error. These flashes, they will go on all day on a single charge. So that's not really an issue, I guess. Well, let's get the second light. 2 flashes are good. Opens up a whole bunch of options that you don't get with one light. And now we can light this in a whole different way. Okay, so we're going to pop another light in behind Chloe. We're going to point it at the background. The second light I'm using today is the Godox AD200 Pro Mark II. It's going to be on my B group, same channel, different group. Groups are for flashes, channels are for photographers. So everyone who's using Godox in this place is on a different channel, so we don't fire each other's lights. Within that channel, we set groups, so we can set individual lights like this. So because I'm doing multiple lights, it's a bit of a long day, more than one light, I'm going to set one at a time. It's tempting just to do 2 and just go for it. But here is the background light on its own. We've seen the front light. Here's the background light. You can see how much it spreads, how illuminated the cake backdrop becomes, and we can adjust it from there. So I can make it brighter. Let's do full power because, you know, it's not my battery. I don't mind. Okay, or I can take it down to 1/128th power and just have a little bit of light back there. So I've got control. I think we were probably fairly close where we were at 1/32nd power. And the 2 lights together look like that. Here it comes. Beautiful. Okay, so that looks good. We'll take a few photos, we'll do a few more head and shoulders pictures. Okay, let's just do a quick little look at that. So, if you're interested in how good is Flash, if you're interested in how good is Chloe's makeup, amazing, yeah? But if you're interested in are flashes sharp, do they give you the best quality images? Nothing beats the quality of Flash. I'm using an Olympus. Your cameras are probably better. Sad to say, it may be true. No, they're not. It's not. It's not the camera that is making that sharp. It's the Flash. It lasts for a tiny period of time, and it gives you incredible sharpness. No camera shake. No time for camera shake. No model movements. No time for model movements. So that kind of works quite well. I like that. We could, just for the fun of it, throw a colour on that background. What colour would you... Anyone got a preference on colour? Explosive for the front row. Whoa. Whoa. Right. Okay. Black, white. White on one side, black on the other. We're going to put this behind Chloe. Chloe, I can't see you anymore. Are you still there? Okay, probably a good thing. This is the downside of working in a small space. Awesome. Back into the front. Right, so what colour is that background? White. Okay. Let's take a photo. Okay, what colour is the background? Background is purple. It's not white. It's only white because the colour of light that we're looking at with our eyes is white. The colour that the camera is seeing, remember if you're here at the beginning, no flash, no picture, the colour of the light the camera sees is purple, because that's the gel colour we added to the background. The downside is, if I actually take a picture at the height I want to be, I do this, yeah, I've got a bit of an issue. I need a bigger background. Or do I? If you've never seen one of these, and they don't seem to come into the UK that often, but they're available from Pixel Pro. Pixel Pro. This is called an Apple box. This thing is industrial strength. You can stand on it, which I do regularly. You can sit on it, or you can use it as an emergency background elevation device. The Apple box is the most versatile bit of kit you can possibly have in a studio. The only thing I would change on these Apple boxes is I would give them a really good kicking down some metal stairs. Give them a bit of life, a bit of texture. Spill my coffee over them a couple of times. You get the idea. They look too clean and new. Okay, so now, if I do this, now I've got a background that covers pretty much my entire frame. Okay, so that kind of works quite well. That's awesome. I might even shift my white balance. I don't know if this is a good idea. Let's find out in front of everybody. So I'm going to shift my white balance to a little bit more of a blue tone. That works, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, that's 3,700K, because that's what it landed on when I spanned the dumbbell. Happy accidents, things you don't expect to work, can sometimes be absolutely brilliant. And that kind of ties in particularly with the look Chloe's got rocking on here, which is great. Okay, so that's kind of a nice look, I like that. What about if we had the opposite side? What if we had the black background? Ooh, black. Ooh. Is that important? No, that wasn't important. So this is a reversible pop-up background, black on one side, white on the other. We know we could make the the brown background go black. We can make the other black, no. You know what I mean? Thank you, yeah, okay. We can make the brown background go black by changing the position of the light, but if we actually have a black background for real, we can actually change the lights like this. Oops, sorry Chloe, I can't get it around that light stand. Marvellous. Okay, so now I can have it rather than at 90 degrees, I can have it more 45 degrees. So let's see what we get. Oh, I'm still on an interesting colour option. Okay, so the colour for that background is not black, because once again I have a purple light on it. But it being black, it absorbs a lot of the colour. So it's much richer. If I turn the light up, I can get a richer colour coming through. than the white. The whites tend to be more pastel-y colours when you light them. The blacks tend to be richer colours. Or, just for the fun of it, we can turn things around. If we turn the background around, let's turn the flash around. We'll take the coloured gel off for the time being. We'll maybe return to that. So what happens if I turn the flash around? So if I turn the flash around, what happens is we get some fun lighting behind Chloe. It's this little kind of, what's that? Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, it's a little thread, yeah. So that, if you ever do that to your model, you're not doing them any favours at all. It shows the hairs, the skin, it's just, okay, do that. Ears. If you've got anyone with short hair, their ears glow red. Really weird. So that is a mad idea that we're going to keep, because we're going to add in the secret ingredient, which is smoke. Smoke makes everything better, and in this case, it's going to create a background from thin air. If you're working in a small space, black background, a bit of smoke, and it'll make it feel huge. I just need someone to smoke wrangle for me. Dom, are you up for this? So this smoke machine, there are information sheets over here with all the gear I'm using. There is a show discount. How much is that smoke machine?
It's down from £100 to £79.99.
£79.99 down from £100. Okay, that's a bargain. You can sort of you go that side. I don't know, it depends on the breeze. We tried this yesterday and there was a distinct air conditioning pull. Okay, there we go. Well, that was the Saturday crowd. The Sunday crowd. Okay, awesome. Okay, I'm going to just take a few pictures and we'll talk as we go. Smoke is not a finite thing. You cannot predict it. You can't really control it. You can control the brightness of it by changing the power. So I'm riding my group B, which is on the smoke. But the denser the smoke, when you shine a light through it, it'll go bright white. Thin smoke needs a lot of light to show anything. But you always have to have a black background and backlight your smoke. Don't put your smoke in front of the model expecting to see it. You won't.
It's changed direction.
That's well, we'll change colour. Let's change colour. Somebody asked for some blue, so we'll do blue because we like to keep the audience happy. Okay. Good smoke work, by the way, Dom. Top job. Okay. So this is, I'm going to go horizontal. Blue smoke. Not much there, so I need to increase the power. So the light on Chloe doesn't change, only the light on the smoke is changing as I'm adjusting the power and as Dom is doing a great job with the smoke machine. Very important picture to take behind the scenes because Instagram and all that stuff. There you go. Fantastic. Good work, Dom. Got you pin sharp as well. So smoke is a really useful tool for a small space. Alright, so we're building up to our final bit. This is the one we're going to leave you with, but I need to do a bit of work to set this up. So I'm going to flip this background back to white. Let's move this out of the way. Which way are we going? To me or to you? To me, you're probably too young to know. To me. No, nothing. Okay. Chuckle Brothers. Remember the Chuckle Brothers? Happy days. Right, okay, so a white background, no lights. I will turn this one off before it fires in anybody's face. It could be fun, couldn't it? Just turn that off for now. So let's see what we can do here. So I can get a light on Chloe and just get it roughly right. Let's see where we go. Okay, that's, oh, I'm in aperture priority mode. Nothing to see there. Okay. I'm also on the wrong white balance. These are all good things to test before you start doing anything too complicated. Right white balance, right camera settings. It's fine, but I think I can do a bit better. I liked it earlier when we had that elevated light source. So I'm going to make this taller and more elevated and angled down. Let's just pop that there. Okay, that's taller than you, isn't it? Okay. For safety reasons, I'm going to make sure that this elongated arm sits over one of the legs that's sticking out as well. That just makes it just that little bit more stable. The AD300 Mark II is not a heavy flash, but nonetheless, we take safety pretty seriously. Okay, that's good. Okay, so you can look at me for a second, Chloe, and see where this goes. See where the light goes. Yeah, that's going to be okay. Okay, so different direction to the light. I like that. Then we're going to work on the background a little bit. So I've got my second flash. Let's bring this in. And that's going to go where my camera bag is, of course. Small space, maximum impact. Most of the impact is me tripping over things. I've never tripped over anything. Not once. It's all a lie. Okay, so that is on 180 power. So we want this light to do a couple of things. I want it to light the background and the edge of Chloe, so I really have to move my camera bag. Let's put that in there. There we go. Double duty from one light. Yeah, I love that. That looks all right. And then, camera. Okay. Let's put it into the 5-point effect. Okay, right. Get the camera settings correct. I might have to move my background a bit because I can see I'm running out of space. And the flash didn't fire because I didn't turn it on. Let's move the background before we do it. There we go. That's better. Fantastic. So I'm going to adjust my lights now. Everything is in place. And how's that coming out? So the Perspex works really well. It gives a nice semi-translucent look. I just need to focus on Chloe's eyes. We'll fine-tune it before you guys get a go. And Chloe, you're going to need to look up towards that light for me. Beautiful. How's that? That's okay. So this is what we're going to leave you with to have a little go. If you want to come and have a go, I will refine the background in a second. Camera settings. F8. ISO 200. Your flash sync speed, which if you do not know what it is, 200th of a second covers most people. If you know what it is, use that. Okay. This requires a trigger to have a go, so if you want to have a go, we'll hand out a little trigger for everyone. It's a universal trigger which you can use. There are dedicated triggers from Godox. There are universal ones which work with all flashes. That's the one we're going to use for you guys to have.